Welcome back to TV5 News at 9. We are back with another edition of Ask the Sheriff. We are so thrilled to have Sheriff Myron Greene here in the studio with us. How are you today, Sheriff? We're so glad you're here.
I'm good. Thanks for having me
again.
Of
course. Yes, we're delighted to have you. So we're talking about hunting safety. It's a huge weekend for hunters, the start of firearm season. So what are some of the rules that they really need to keep in mind, Sheriff?
So some of the things that I wanted to cover were the main complaints that we get almost every year on the unofficial biggest holiday in the state of Michigan, the opening firearm deer season. But one of the biggest complaints that we get often is about people trespassing. So you have to have the permission of the landowner to track your deer, and certainly on the land that you're hunting on.
Really?
Another complaint that we get is that people complain that hunters are too close to their residence. So there is a safety zone which you cannot hunt within 450 feet of a residence. Some things that a lot of people aren't happy about is baiting. Baiting is still illegal, unfortunately. So you cannot bait.
Okay.
There are hunting hours that hunters do have to adhere to. So make sure that you know your hunting areas for your zone that you're in.
Yes.
Certainly another big thing that people do is shine deer with artificial lights, headlights or flashlights or whatever. There is no shining allowed during the month of November, but any other day of the year, it's from up until 11 p.m. and then after 6 a.m. One other thing about safety is about transporting firearms. They must be unloaded and in a case or in your trunk. Clothing for being safe out in the woods. You must wear hunter orange cap, hat, vest, or jacket, and it must be on the outermost portion of your clothing.
Right. Okay, so we talked a lot about safety, and it's always so important. Any other tips that you just want to remind people about during this time?
Well, certainly for resources, they can definitely go to the DNR website or go to your local sporting goods stores, and they have the Hunter's Digest. It has a lot of good information in those. Okay,
that's good. I love it. Okay, so we'd like to end on a little fun question every week that we have you here. Are you a hunter, first off?
I am.
Okay, you are. Any fun or exciting or funny hunting stories that you have?
Well, kind of. I do fairly well hunting usually. And so every year I usually get, an 8-point or better.
Oh my gosh.
And so around work, everybody makes a joke about if I have my deer tied up behind my house and, for that season. But so we'll see what happens this year.
Okay, I love it. And the sheriff did give me an update on that person who vandalized my desk with that state stuff. He did do a fingerprint analysis, so
and
we'll
they
get
have
closer.
Been submitted, so we're waiting on the results.
It's been submitted. Okay, so we're coming after you. Thank you, Sheriff, for joining us today. We appreciate it. For more information about this, or if you would like to ask a burning question from the sheriff, please send it to WNEM at WNEM.com or send it to our social media. We will be right back after the break.